Hello there, and welcome back. If I can talk, welcome back to the RC barn. Today we are going to continue on these wings. I've already made a little bit of progress here, and I thought I'd get you in here because I'm starting to set these BoM Doors up. Just kind of moving around a little bit here, and so what I've done so far is I got the joiners epoxied in for the split wing feature. I went ahead and on one panel used my Dremel there to hog the holes out a little bit more for the servo. Get you in frame here. For the servo leads to go to the center of the fuselage, we're going to have a flap and an aileron servo here. So anyways, all you do is you just take some paper. I actually had to extend it out a little bit there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It wasn't quite 12 inches or 11.5 inches across, so I had to add a little bit. So I just butted it up together, taped it up with some Scotch tape and on a whole sheet. And I guess I probably still have, the other half here I haven't done yet. So I just taped up a seam in the center there, and I taped both sides up. I still have yet to do this one yet all the way. Probably do that here in a minute. And then you just roll it up as tight as you can get it, shove it into the hole, cut off the excess, and now when your plane's all covered up and you need to get in here and do maintenance or get run servo leads through the wing, you don't have to pull the covering off. So I did that. I went ahead and I sheeted the front of the bottom of the center panel. That's a mouthful. Center panel of the leading edge sheeting here. Went ahead and did all that on both sides. And I went ahead and sheeted the trailing edge sheeting here, and that's where I'm at right now. And I decided it'd be kind of fun departure to get start working on figuring out these BoM Doors. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is I thought I had some special hinges for doing this kind of stuff, but I don't. So I went upstairs and got these little Dubro flat style hinges. These are the little guys for like half A planes, and I think this is what we're gonna end up using for, well, yeah. So anyhow, I just went over and got some scrap balsa wood here, and that's gonna be where the hinge goes into. So that's where I'm at right now. Already fit this into place. Only got to do it on one side, obviously, with BoM Days. And this is just here to give the hinges something to glue to when we get to that point. I was going to make these out of plywood, but I think I've just changed my mind about that. I think balsa wood will be just fine. So get that glued in. And just keep going on the other side here. Well, I gotta get the hinge in there, or the tube in there first. We'll do this side first, and then I'll catch that side up. Sounds like a plan. I know everybody loves saying models getting done, right? So anyhow, I think I'll throw you guys on time lapse, and it's kind of late in the evening yet tonight. Had some stuff to take care of this morning. And, I did get, went ahead and cut all the, rails for the servos here. For, servo mounts here. Decided to go with a couple 3003s for flaps. We'll probably go ahead and use those, brand new servos I got over there, those China ones I got from MikeGoesFlying.com that I haven't used, and I've had those for a couple years now. Those will probably be the rest of it. They're a little better on torque and stuff. So anyhow, time lapse time. And let's see if we can get it working. BoM Doors here, huh? That'd be kind of neat. All right, I like that. That's coming out real good. I capped the end, as you can see in the video. Still got some fine tuning to do here and there. Get the back so you can get a better view here. How's that? That's pretty good. A lot of sanding. The way I build, I better take material off than try to put it back on there. You know, like filler and stuff. I mean, I'll probably still fill a little bit of this, but turn all these corners off. But like I said, that's the way I build. I mean, if you're more exact than I can be, then more power to you, I guess. But I'd rather sit here and sand a little bit. I might have to put some filler there. I ain't gonna sand that out. I won't have no wood left. Like I said, easier to put it on than. Anyways, the way this is gonna work is that's gonna fit in there like that. And then that'll open up like this and drop whatever cargo we got in there. You know, candy. I wonder if my Snoopy pilot will fit in there. I bet he won't. Might have to, let's just see real quick here. Where's he at? Oh, he's in here somewhere. There he is. And of course he's all tangled up. What's the mill? I'm gonna have to make some repairs to that. You know, the whole reason for, oh yeah, there's only two. Wow, he really got tangled up. Let's say, you know, Snoopy the paratrooper. Oh, look at that, he's gonna fit right in there. Well, that'll be fun, won't it? Might have to put each BoM on separate servos. I'm gonna have to fix him. I think he only gets taped to the canopy or the parachute. Yeah, keep seeing. Yeah, we'll have to work on that. But that's for later video because yeah, we ain't even close to being ready to drop him out of here yet. So anyways, I'm gonna get this other wing panel caught up to where this is at. Might split this one up over a couple of days, and I'll be doing a couple days of videos here. But this is getting we're getting to the point where can you see me? No? No, you can see me now. There you go. We're getting to the point where major building's done. I mean, I think the only thing I got left to really do is the the rudder and the elevator, and those are solid sheets of wood. It's just a lot of sanding and shaping of the taper that the plans require. Uh, that the plans you know, call out for on that taper, because I don't have 3/8 stock tapered stock that long. You can buy it. Basically, I think the next time, I don't really think I got to go through epoxying in the doublers and getting the wing joined. It's just basically just smearing epoxy on it. Getting everything flat is the most important thing when joining wings together, and you know, make sure that you know, everything's true before you walk away from it. Use good 30-minute epoxy, not this 15-minute stuff. You want this stuff to cure overnight, and then I know the plans call out for getting fiberglass reinforcements in the center section, so I'll have to see if I can find some fiberglass. I'm sure I got some around here, enough to do both wing joints on the where the dihedral brace is at, and that's where the wings are gonna go. The fuselage, I got some sheeting to do on that. Again, pretty boring stuff. And then so I think what we'll do next is we'll get the wings. I'll get the wings done. I'll probably do that tonight yet. Or at least closer to being finished. I might have to put joining the wings off one more day to finish some stuff up here. We'll finish the installation of the BoM Doors, do that on video, and then I'll probably do the cockpit modifications to that, and then it'll be down to rudder, elevator, final fitment of everything, final fitment of the wing to the fuselage, because that's going to be the, like I said, the incidents, so I can go over that. But yeah, and then I don't know if I've discussed on video yet what we're gonna do for my wife's calling me. Dinner must be ready. What we're gonna do for covering, but I'm gonna cover this in sick coverall. There's not a lot of videos out there on doing sick coverall, so I'd like to go through it with you guys, step-by-step process, from you know, prep work to you know, putting the stick sit down, covering on the covering, and then you know, filling it with dope and the fill and all that. I'd like to make this as close to shiny and covering as I can to like Monocoat. And excuse me, nose itched. I like it to be shiny. The idea behind it is it's gonna be white. Is the covering scheme I'm going for. I'm gonna try to see if I can airbrush some yellow flames on it. It'd be kind of neat looking. And then green highlights, because I like neon green, and I like to play around with some of some colors that are available to us modelers for doing this, more traditional covering on it. Have not done that a lot. I did my I did my Spitfire for the first time. That turned out pretty good. I'd like to take this to another level. So anyways, all that to look forward to in the coming weeks and maybe months. But anyways, I'll probably wrap this video. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll end this video here, and then the next time I got some updates for you, I'll bring you back. So you guys have a good afternoon, and stay warm out there. The warm air is coming, from what I can tell from the weather. Supposed to get 3 to 6 inches of snow tonight, though, so lovely. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And since we're still just a really small channel, if you guys do have any questions or you know, suggestions, I'm all ears here. You know, never. There's always better ways to do things if you get my drift. So, anyways. You guys have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Alright, welcome back. It's the next morning. and I've cleaned off the, somewhat cleaned off the center bench here. So, anyways, I'm setting up the wing incidents and saddle bay here. There again, a lot of fitting and sanding, but I'm pretty happy with where we're at. So, every airplane is going to be a little differently, but basically, when they talk about wing incidences, they're talking about the attitude of the leading edge of the wing, whether it's negative where it's pointed down or positive where it's pointed up, in relation to the datum line on the fuselage. The datum line is an invisible line that goes through the center of the firewall, and it's a straight line all the way across here. So you need to level the fuselage off in order to do that. Low wing planes, it's easier to do upside down usually. You can pretty much use your imagination, but the most important part is to get the wing flat, or the fuselage level, with whatever whatever table you got it set up on. So I know the bottom of the fuselage is flat, so that's why I have it upside down. And I just basically propped it up on F2 up there. And then this is why I like these blocks. They're just old blocks that I got laying around. But it's got a nice ramp to it, so I can really fine tune it. So I got 2 Rotor incidences meter. I actually have 3 of them for setting biplanes up and stuff. But we can use this to level the fuselage off. And yeah, we're half a degree negative. Not a big deal. Not much at all. It's pretty flat. It's pretty level. So anyways, that way I can move it around and stuff. But anyways, got it upside down. Went ahead and I clamped the 2 center sections together, and I kind of started setting it up. And when I first set it up, now like I said before, I usually leave things big so we can sand down. It's easier to take material away than to put material back in. So my wing saddle was all over the place as far as initial measurements here. I mean, I think I was as high as positive 4 degrees. The plans call for positive 3/4 of a degree, and I'm there now. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see if I can get you in here close. Not really. Anyways, it's not going to focus, but it's there. So basically, I just been on and again, off again, sanding a little bit at a time, and I'm pretty happy with that. When I clamp it down, it's pretty tight. We'll have to pot the wing to the fuselage. I'll show you guys how to do that later. That'll come much later when we set this thing up. I'm pretty straight. I didn't, I kind of eyeballed straightness here, but, I did get the tape measure out and straighten it out at one point in time. So, anyways, that's where I'm at right now. I think the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't know yet. I think I got some more prep to do on the outer wing panels before I'm ready to join them. So I think that's where I'm going to go next. So anyway, just a little update here of where I'm at, and this is a very important step. It really does determine how your airplane flies. So don't skip over on this. There's other ways if you guys you can do this with tape measures and levels. Set you a center point on the trailing edge and the leading edge, and then just start measuring. And you can figure out pretty quick where your wing's at and where it needs to be. I know a lot of sport planes and stuff are just 0. So biplanes usually positive 1 in the lead on the top. I'm not going to get into the whys of that and all that, but anyhow, yep. So I'll bring it back when I got more to update you guys on. All right, a little bit of an update this morning. You have to bear with me here. I went ahead and moved way ahead yesterday. I'm not sure where I'm going to add on this video here this morning, but we'll get going here. Anyways, I went ahead and finished up all the sheeting on the wing panels. Got airline mounts in on both sides. Have not joined the wings yet. Looking pretty good there. I'll have to reinforce them a little bit. I cracked one of the ribs, so I had to do a quick repair. I'll have to open that hole back up. Not a problem. Handling damage. I got the wing hole down in. Went ahead and drilled the center sections out, and got dowels in. Let's go through there. And then I stumbled upon my first mistake here, which was my wing saddle really sucked. I don't know where I went wrong with it. Thought I had everything lined up right, and I had everything set up, and I had my incidences right. And then when I went to go drill the wing hold down bolts, I went ahead and bolted everything down on the back. And when I got to the front, I reset everything back up with my Rotor incidence gauges, and man, did I have a gap up here. I mean, you can see my filler piece in there. It was like 3/4 of an inch right here. So anyways, what I did to fix that is since the wings pull apart, I went ahead and pulled them apart and put them in one at a time. And I traced out my rib here on a piece of paper. And then I shined a light up inside there. Laid that, I should have filmed this. Laid it down on its side like there. Yeah, I got the cabin built. That's kind of what I thought I would do. I was thinking about putting a window in there. It might be kind of neat. But anyways, so the wing was sitting in here like this. And then I laid that piece of paper up against there. I shined a light up through there so I could see my outline. And then I just took some scrap balsa wood, cut that out, glued it in, and now I got a nice fitting wing saddle that's at the correct incidence. So just another way to you know, fill gaps and stuff like that. And so anyways, that's where we're at there. Got the top sheeting done. There's my templates that I made. One there and one there. So that was the one mistake I've made so far with the conversion. But, you know, it's how you recover, really. So anyways, today, I am, this morning, I think I am ready to join these wing panels. The outer and inner wing panels, get them set up. And then I think I'll move on to the fuselage, getting it wrapped up, maybe getting the servo set up in it, and maybe a fuel tank plate and all that. Get all that done. For landing gear, couldn't find any aluminum, but these seem like they work pretty good. So they're the right width here. So I'll have to make some blocks up and we'll get them installed. So yeah, on its way. It won't be very long, and we'll be ready to cover. Yeah, I think that turned out all right. That's just some 1/4 inch balsa sticks that I did to the top with. Yeah, we'll have some windows in here. This will be covered. I'm not going to put any windows in the side up on top there. So anyhow, that's where I'm at. We'll get this video uploaded here later on today and see how much further we can make it. All right, boy, this is a big wing. I'm glad I decided to do that split down the center. This is just dry fitted. I have not done anything yet. Now is the time to do any final fittings, make sure everything's fitting tight, do a dry run, you know, setting up the dihedral. I got my blocks on the ends there, got dihedral braces in, Not super happy with the gap here, but there's not much more I can do to do that, so we'll have to fill that in with epoxy. That'll be all right. Like I said, after we get done joining the wings, these get taped with fiberglass, get a fiberglass joint around there. So I'll show you guys how to do that here. I don't know if I'll get that today or not. Depends on when this sets up and cures. So I'm going to go ahead and get, and once again, not prepared for video here. Ain't got none of my tools out yet. But, yeah, that's pretty good right there. I'll take me a minute here. Grab a pot mixing plate here. Scrap piece of balsa. Excuse me. There. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this apart and just leave everything in place right here where it's at. Got wax paper down so I don't glue it to my table. Obviously just over the joint. Okay. Epoxy right here. We're going to be using 30-minute epoxy on this. Of course, that's all I got left now. Resin. We'll do the hardener first. The other thing is make sure if you're in a building like mine and you're doing this, you got to keep it warm. This stuff does not flow out very good when it's cold. Make some lines here. A little more. That looks pretty even. I don't know if I've even ever showed you guys this, how I mix my lines up here. This is the hardener. Mix thoroughly. We might need a little more. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to butter up the one brace here. Where might the hazel brace go? Right here. It doesn't take a lot. But you want it to ooze out too when you squeeze it together. Let that sit there for a minute. Usually you'd butter up the sides, but this only gets epoxied on the ends. Because if you remember right, it fits between the upper and lower spar. Won't have access to this after it's in here. Try to make it somewhat straight. That's some epoxy on my wing that I don't want there. Big moment here. Oh. Make sure she's straight. I don't have any clamps big enough to go here, so I'm just going to pin it together. One here in the middle. Fix that later. And I got a little bit of epoxy left, but not much, so we'll mix up a little bit more here. I'll bring your attention down here. Good. Not really. There we go. I think I'll do this a little backwards here when I did the first one. I don't know if they call it buttering or what for a reason, but can't be scared to put some epoxy on. Put a liberal amount of epoxy on the joint here. I mean, you'll get into this even if you... Do you even join wings on roofs anymore? I know a lot of 3D stuff has pull in wings. Okay, just like that. Just a nice liberal amount on there. Okay. Wish I could clamp that. Let me see if I can get a little clamp on there. I'd like to put a clamp on this one. It's That ain't gonna work. Just gonna kind of push it together as I put some pins in there. That don't look too bad. We got a little gap up here in the leading edge, so it's gonna wick some epoxy down in there. Like I said, this is gonna get fiberglass too, and that's not a bad idea to do anytime you're joining a wing, is to fiberglass it together. Well, there we go. Like I said, I just kind of wicked some epoxy down there since I got a little bit of a gap there. And then we'll wrap this. Once this gets all done, I got more sanding to do. I didn't get too crazy with it on the initial sand, so that way I can got some material to work with to smooth the joint out and everything. And then we will I guess the next step would be to get the sanding done on these wing joiner tips. Once all this is dry, then go over the whole thing, get it ready for covering. So yeah, well on our way. We got wing tips to make yet too. I haven't decided what I'm going to do there. Might do something a little different. So anyhow, I'm going to close this one out here, let this dry up, and then we'll catch you guys here in a little bit. Boy, I tell you what, if that doesn't get your heart pumping, a new airplane. So, as you can tell, we've got her all framed in. I have not, I can't install the flaps of the ailerons yet, and I just got the rotor and the elevator taped on there, but due to the design of those things, I'm waiting for some hinges to come in. Should be here this week. And there's our Super Tiger 90. This is a square head, and I was informed that, you know, the square heads weren't as powerful as the round heads, but I think she gives her plenty of attitude. So where are we at? Well, we got the wings joined. I think I showed that already. And I've done some sanding. I went ahead and closed the motor box up here. Got the fuel tank built. Big old 24 ouncer to feed this thing, so we can have plenty of fuel capacity in there. I put the rails in. I don't know if you can see them down in there or not. At the bottom of the fuselage, I'll sand it in there and put in place. Landing gear straps, of course, got to add some tires to it yet. A lot of sanding and fitting. Motor's not mounted yet, it's just sitting there. I have not drilled holes or nothing like that yet. I did drill the hole for the, oh, you can see it in there for the, yeah, there you go, for the throttle linkage. Got some servos installed. I like to use, those are spruce rails. I like to put dry stock on either side just to give it some extra support. I moved the servos back and down and got them as close as I can for linkage geometry. I can go over that later. If I do, I haven't decided if I'm going to do a cockpit yet with a pilot in there or not yet. Usually on planes like this, I just leave it open. I am going to have windows in here and here and here, front. When I did the front sheeting, I left this little lip here. So the Lexian's got a place to rest at in there. I'll probably make some plywood frames for them to sit into. Tail wheel is actually a half a steerable nose gear from Dubro. And go something like that. So all I did was epoxy or glued in or CA'd in a piece of, I think that's 1/4 inch ply, or might be 3/16. I don't remember what I used. I just grabbed a piece of scrap, glued that into place, and then that gave me a mounting place for that. Of course, I got some trimming to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it ain't done yet. The elevator and rudder, very easy to make. They were I didn't even make templates of it. I just measured it off of the plans and took those measurements and transferred them to a piece of 3/16. Of course, I'm out of the 3/8 that I used, so I used a piece 3/16, and then I glued a piece of 1/8 inch to make up the gap difference, thickness difference. I'm not sure I'm going to sand the tapers into them. I might. I don't know yet. Let's see how creative I get. Still got to do the fiberglass reinforcement on the wing. If you look underneath here, see if I can get it. I put a piece of plywood across the back. That's going to give it just a little bit more reinforcement. And a solid piece and basically washers to hold it all together. So, what do you guys think? With a little bit of time and some balsa wood and a set of plans, you two can create something like this. Going to be very unique out at the flying field. So anyways, I got to hopefully go back to work next week. I've been off all week. I probably got 40 hours into this thing this week. Just, you know, that's what they say, the last 10% take all the time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're getting close though. But unfortunately, I got to set this thing aside for a little bit and get ready to get this thing covered. That's going to be a process. The only thing I got left to build is the wingtips, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do there yet. I might just clap some 1/4 or 1/2 inch balsa on the side and call that good enough. The plans, you get a big balsa block on there, like so. I'm not a big wingtip person, and I still need to, so I have to do something there. I'll have to have some kind of wingtip. But that's pretty much it. I think the build's pretty much wrapped up here. And then so we're going to get on to covering, which, like I said, I'm going to use thick coverall. And it's going to get painted. I got some tweaking to do to my used landing gear there. I wanted to use aluminum, but I just didn't have anything floating around to that fit it, you know. So anyhow, that is definitely going to be it for this video series. And we will get this torn apart and keep fiddling around with it and getting it into the done column. So cool. I'm glad I decided to do the low wing conversion on it. So anyhow, you guys take her easy. I want to thank you guys for watching and hope you guys have a good week, and we will catch you on the next one.